know some niggas that serving, they serve everything from the green to the white. I know some demons that's lurking, they murking on sight, catch your up at the light. Best keep your hand on your pipe, you know these little niggas ain't tryna fight. Gotta get my money right, shit isn't lit if my pockets is light.
I'm back on the block again, I'm counting the guap again, posted up with the Glock again, it ain't gonna stop no way. I'm back on the block again, counting up the guap again, posted up with the Glock again, and it ain't gonna stop no way. Woo!
I'm back and I'm better. Back to eating, we getting this cheddar. I'm effing no, man, I'm back with my niggas. More than music, man, the crew is 3rd District. I'm back and I'm living in my bag. I'm back and I'm chilling. Staying busy and I'm minding my business. Big Moody, yeah, we back in the building.
This sound like a 3-peat. Season 3 of that Rick T. I said this sound like a 3-peat. Season 3 of that Rick T. Yeah. Look, this sound like a 3-peat. Season 3 of that Rick T. Man, all the stats, all the facts on your favorite team, they ball out. Work hard and maybe you can make the lead. Try to treat me like I'm number 2, but I was Jalen Green. I get my news from the pie when I get off. I just saw a clip of Tom Brady getting picked off. Work days, no days off. Sun up to sundown. You know I'ma do my dance whenever I touch down. Then go sign me a max, give me a bust down. My team always play by the rules, the other side foul. Championships is what I'm about. This that lockdown D. And me and Steph, yeah, shout out cause we put on the 3. Real Clisha Boys fan, you can tell by my teeth. And I'm always in the field, you can tell by my cleats. Eric, Justin, and Tony is on your news feed. Best sport pod in the world, it's that Rick T. This sound like a 3-peat. This that Rick T. I said this sound like a 3-peat. Best sport pod in the world. Yeah, now we on your news feed. Yeah, this sound like a 3-peat. It's just that Rick T. Best sport pod in the world. This is season 3.
And we are live with the Rick T pregame show here on January 8th, 2023. Our first show of the year. I'm Eric Holmes, your boy El Prez. Alongside with me is Tony Cave, T Cave 22, and Justin Sanchez, J Money. How you fellas doing, man? Welcome back.
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I've been fiending to get on here and talk some sports, bro. The way things have been going in the NFL the last 3 weeks, fucking wild. Justin, J Money, how you doing, man? How you living?
Man, I feel good today. It's Sunday. A lot of playoff opportunities for a lot of teams. Gonna be a crazy day. A lot of backups in. A lot of people getting a shot in the NFL. So let's see what's going on.
Oh yeah, man. And before we get into it, we are a show sponsored by W Energy Blend, man. YWW was formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash. The formula contains vitamins, amino acid, nootropics, including the patented NeuroFactor. No calories, no sugar, no filters, no of our artificial flavors. Tony, take the rest.
We know the holidays just came around the corner and everybody's hurting on their wallets a little bit. So if you want to save 10% on your first order, go ahead and use code RTP to get that savings.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man. And like I said, the Rick T pregame show is sponsored by W Energy Blend. Go ahead and use RTP for 10% off your first purchase here. And looks like we lost Justin. We'll go ahead and get him back in a second whenever. Big Blue J92 is in the chat saying, what is good, boys? RTP Tony, of course, my guy Tony, myself, and Justin will be flowing throughout the chat to let everybody know what is good with RTP, answering any questions that anybody has, and just getting to the chatter, man. Don Clark said, Justin, you're frozen. Looks like you're sleeping. Oh, man. Don Clark, we appreciate you for showing up, man, and that's probably the reason that Justin had to leave and go ahead and pop back in. Let's go ahead and pop him back on. It looks like he's back.
Am I good now?
There he is. He's good.
Am I good now? Can you see me? Can you see me?
We can see some movement.
Oh.
Show people the mic.
Oh. Yes, sir. You know, new and exclusive, this little mini mic. It's temporary, but it does work well. So shout out to my ma.
Fire. Fire. My guy Big Blue J92 is in the chat saying, "Go G-Men." And right before we got on, we were just talking about that game. Eagles Giants. It's gonna be a motherfucking good game, man. But before we get into everything, let's go ahead and talk some other things. Starting off with what happened last week. I believe it was last Monday. Mike Clark, Happy New Year to you guys. No, Happy New Year to you, Mike and Dawn.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And speaking of Mike and Dawn, there was a lot of people that actually got fucked over in the fantasy league, them being one of them, JQ being the other. I do personally apologize. That is just the way the cookie crumbled. That's the way the chips fell. And I didn't want to fuck with it. So I apologize to everybody that got fucked over. But if anything, that should just give you more drive for next year.
And shout out Big Blue J, man, for taking home that dub.
Yes.
Shout out Vanilla Vic, man.
Shout out my guy Vanilla Vic, Jason Zegan taking home the 700 smackers for the RTP 1.2K showdown, man. But let's talk about Damar Hamlin. As you guys seen in the world scene, we saw something in football that I don't think anybody had seen ever in their lifetime. I think everybody has seen people go unconscious on the football field, or like we've seen for the first time this year, Tua with his concussion kind of had all of his limbs real stiff. A lot of things have been seen on an NFL field, but one thing that we have never seen is someone had to get resuscitated by paramedics and kind of go through the things that Damar Hamlin has went through this last week, man. So let's just talk about it a little bit. Tony, I want to get your opinions on what happened, kind of explain and break down what you saw and kind of what your emotions were when all this was happening, bro.
So from what I saw, I didn't actually see the hit until the replay. So the replay obviously slowed down. It didn't look bad. I thought he was going to be fine until I saw the players all kind of upset and like shocked. And I saw the other players' reactions. Then I realized kind of how bad it was. But it's not something that we're probably ever going to see again. But, you know, with the amount of football that's been played over the years, we were bound to see something that we hadn't seen before, and it'll happen again. It's just part of the game. I know that they're trying to implement some rules for not leading with your head when you're the ball carrier. I mean, that's kind of good for all reasons. But the blame that T. Higgins was getting for this is just absolutely absurd. And people on social media were going way too far with it. So,
dude,
it's not T. Higgins' fault at all.
No, not at all, man. And that was beautifully said. I don't really know how to describe how I felt, man. Before I swing it to you, Justin, let's go ahead and read chat real quick. Dom Clark and Mike Clark. It is what it is. It was nobody's fault. We'll see you guys next season, bigger and stronger than ever. And then Don Clark commented right after and said, "We're good with it. No promises in fantasy. Just glad Hamlin is okay." So a real way to say it, man. Boykin for MVP is in chat. What is good, homies? Big Blue Jay, prayers for Hamlin. #3. Yeah, and there's a lot going on actually for him today, going on through the game. Justin, swinging it to you, brother. How were you feeling? What was your emotions when you seen what happened? Just talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I was in a kind of different setting. I was actually out to eat with my girl, and I was facing the TV. We were sitting in the bar area, and I was watching the first couple plays of the game. I watched kickoff, and then I was eating, and then I just happened to look up, and when I did, I just seen Josh Allen on the screen, and it was whenever he was crying, and I was like, oh, what's going on? Because it's too early for him to be crying for a loss or something like that.
Yeah.
I did not see the injury initially happen. But as it all unfolded and, we're seeing, medical staff go to rush to help Hamlin and stuff like that, just everybody in the bar area was just focused on the TV. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was like, man, what happened? I wonder if he's okay. I hit the Twitter streets, checked, I was like, oh, it looks like he got injured and passed out. And everybody was just like, what the? So it was really kind of surreal. And then I kind of sat through that whole delay of the game and everything and kind of watched everybody leave and stuff like that. So it was a crazy moment in sports. Even came home and just watched the ESPN Ryan Clark thing. I watched all that happen live and stuff. So it kind of, all of it was really surreal and a real different time in sports. And I'm glad that we don't see it happen often. And I hope that we don't see it happen in the future.
Yeah, man, 100%. And one thing that stuck out to me that you said, Justin, is you watched that Ryan Clark segment on ESPN, and that was going around everywhere after he got on there. And being an ex-player like himself who actually went through life-threatening injuries like he did, the way he put it was beautifully, man, because it was bigger than football for everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody just wanted him to be okay, and everybody just wanted things to be safe. So yeah, man, different ranges of emotion, different places and stuff. Like you said, Tony was at home, you were out to eat. But the same kind of emotions and worries and struggle kind of came from everybody, man. So I'm happy that DeMar is okay. Being an ex-athlete like you both, it hit me different as well, because that can happen to anybody, any place, any time. He literally just got hit hard in his chest, and the exact time that his heart just finished a pump. You know what I mean? And that can happen to anybody, man. And you hear about it all the time when people get hit in the chest and they end up dying because of that exact thing, or somebody gets hit in the nose and it pushes their nose into their brain and they end up dying. There's so many weird things that can happen going through physical things, and man, like I said, prayers go up to 3. Prayers go up to Damar Hamlin. We just hope he's okay and continues to get better. As we've heard updates and stuff from Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter and stuff in the past couple days, that he did get his breathing tooth out. He did wake up and talk to his team, and he's been talking to his family, and today is actually going to be the first day that he gets to watch his team from the hospital bed out there in Cincinnati, Ohio, man. So shout out 3, shout out Hamlin. And there's a lot of stuff going on from him, or for him today in today's games as well. So this tweet is from Ian Rappaport. I actually don't have it up on the screen, but it says, pregame moment of support. The NFL distributed a public address announcement that clubs are encouraged to read prior to the national anthem as unified support of DeMar. And then they also have the field paintings. All clubs, home and away, may outline the 3 in each 30-yard line number on the field in either Buffalo Bills red or Buffalo Bills blue. There's also pregame shirts that teams can wear up, and then number 3 patches for each Buffalo, or for each team, colored in the Buffalo jerseys. And as you guys see, each team, I guess, will be wearing those, which I love. I think that's great support for DeMar. But man, we all just hope Hamlin gets better. We all hope he continues to improve in his health and gets out of this critical condition, man, and just is able to maybe not play the game again, but be around it and kind of just live to see another day. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Damar Hamlin. But let's talk about something that did happen with this whole Damar Hamlin situation. As he's down on the field getting resuscitated and stuff, Skip Bayless, clown-ass Skip Bayless, and I'll be 100% honest, I've been an actual advocate. I've been a social advocate for Skip Bayless. I do think he's a clown, but I do think he does it in a funny, rightful way. After this tweet, I can no longer stay with him as long as a lot of other people that don't fucking like him after this. He went out and tweeted and said, "No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which has suddenly seems so irrelevant." And Jason tried to explain to me, I've seen on ESPN, and actually Skip Bayless has actually come out on Undisputed and said, people didn't read this tweet the right way. I was actually being sympathetic. But just looking at it, man, Justin, we'll swing it to you first, bro. When you seen this tweet, when you seen everything that was going on with Skip Bayless, what was your first reactions and how did you feel to the whole thing, bro?
I've never really liked Skip. I think it's kind of weird how they let him and Shannon argue on television like that for years. But it's kind of, I mean, I guess it's interesting, and I don't really get into Undisputed. Like, I'm not a big fan of it, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I think it was just kind of the wrong timing. Because, I mean, people will tweet stuff like this all the time, but in that moment, I don't think it was the correct thing to say. Maybe he should have just maybe stayed quiet and said his thoughts and prayers, because it was a very scary situation for everybody. But, yeah, you got to kind of know how to read the room and know when to say what you need to say, you know. But I don't know. I think the fire is, like, inevitable being the platform that he has.
That's facts, man. He has a huge platform with a huge social following. Like you said, it's inevitable. Tony, swinging it to you, man. I already know you fucking hate Skip Bayless, but after this tweet, man, how are you feeling? What was your reactions to everything?
So real quick, Boykin for MVP in chat is saying, I don't see a problem with it. He's basically saying the game is irrelevant and everyone is worrying about DeMar. To respond to that, Boykin, I think as a public figure like Skip is, you got to be careful with your words. And when you go out on Twitter, and you can't just, let your thumbs go crazy. You got to word things correctly, and otherwise it's going to get taken way out of context. Like it was, and it was way out of context. As much as he says that he did not mean to seem like he didn't care about Hamlin, and he just cared about the game and stuff like that, when you read it, it definitely seems like that's all that he was caring about. And that's kind of the problem with social media is when we read something, we can't read tone. We can't read anything like that. So it's very hard to interpret the correct way that he meant that to be. So in my opinion, he should have taken some more time and revised that tweet a little bit. But I mean, after it's all said and done, I can see where he was trying to be genuine. He was basically saying the game's irrelevant at the end of it. So it's definitely hard. It's hard. And I don't like or hate him any more than I already did. So
respect. Fucking respect. Big Blue Jay is also saying, yeah, it's hard to tell emotion from text. He also said, I think people misread it. Bag timing. Scott Van Pelt asked the same question the same night, but didn't get any response to it. And then Boykin for MVP also said, you were right, Tony.
Skip's got haters. They probably just fueled that. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as he said that, they're like, oh.
So this is my thing with Skip. And maybe you guys are 100% right. Maybe we did misread it. Maybe he didn't mean it the way we read it. But I am into Undisputed Justin. I watch that almost every morning. I love Shannon. I did like Skip. But going into it, the next day after that tweet, Shannon didn't show up, which was rightfully so. You can't blame him for not showing up, being a Hall of Fame ex-NFL player, and then seeing your co-host star say something like that. And especially with your emotions, probably the way Shannon's were, it probably made him feel some type of way. But he came back the day after that and made a public speech before they even started the show and was like, yeah, maybe he'll delete it. And Skip said, nah, I'm not deleting it. And that's kind of where I have a problem with it, is if you didn't mean it that way, and you're saying you didn't mean it that way, but you struck so many people around the NFL and the world wrong like that, what is the problem with deleting it? And I think that's, like you said, Justin, he has haters. He's kind of a clout chaser in a way as well. I think he's using it to his advantage now. Like, maybe he didn't mean it the way people took it, but now that people are taking it the way he didn't mean it, now he's just riding the wave. Now he's getting publicity from it, whether it's love or hate. You know what I mean? Everyone says bad publicity is good publicity. You know what I mean? Any publicity is good publicity. And that's probably the kind of way I think he's going about it. And that's why I don't fucking like it. Like, just delete the tweet. And Jason's saying, put your glasses back on, man. When Skip said that to Shannon, I wanted to cry laughing, bro. Put your glasses back on. Put your glasses back on.
Why do you say that to him?
Bro, Shannon's just doing a normal-ass conversation, like, took his glasses off, and Skip's like, put your glasses back on. Like, I disrespected from it, bro. That shit was so fucking funny, man. That shit was so funny, man. But again, prayers for Damar Hamlin. Prayers up for 3. We'll go ahead and see all the tributes and stipulations to him today, and I'm excited to see how he continues to get better, man. But let's go ahead and move on to the Rick T pregame show. Starting off with some college football talk, man. Let's talk about the national championship. Georgia Bulldogs versus the TCU Horned Frogs. The TCU Horned Frogs are the first team ever to be not even ranked, not even preseason ranked, projected in the top 25 and to make a national championship. These guys are almost undefeated. They did lose in the Big 12 championship to Kansas State, who did get dog walked by Alabama. But Tony, let's start off with you, man. You watch a little bit of college football, man. Georgia Bulldogs, defending national champions, third back-to-back if they can complete this against the TCU Horned Frogs, who could be, you know, the Cinderella story of college football this year, man. How you feeling about this one? Who do you got winning?
So I think to cap off the Cinderella story, it would be cool to see TCU win this. I'm probably going to ride for TCU. I don't like Georgia at all. I'm not a big Georgia fan. On top of that, Georgia is 4-0 in history against TCU. So that would just, you know, put the cherry on top of that Cinderella story. So let's go TCU and let's go Max.
Let's go TCU. Let's go Duggins. Justin, swinging it to you, man. Georgia Bulldogs, TCU Horned Frogs. How you feeling?
Yeah. Hey, am I frozen?
No, you're good.
Am I good?
You're good.
All right, word. Yeah, man, give me the TCU Horned Frogs. I mean, Georgia seems like the steamroller and seems like the team that's going to get it done. They do put up points. And, you know, they are really good, but that defense can be tested, and we've seen that in the semifinal. So give me TCU, man.
I like it, man. I like it. And I think we might be on a team ride here because I'm not a big Georgia fan. You guys know they beat, you know, Oregon week 1 49-3. Not a big fan of those guys. They're not my favorite. So I got to go ahead and ride TCU here, man. And as you, I don't know if you guys can hear this right now. So I got a little bit of Deion Sanders music playing in the background right now, just for the underdog momentum. You know what I mean? We need the HBCU feeling. No one believed in him yet. He succeeded, went undefeated this year, lost in the HBU championship. But that's all right. TCU's not going to do that this year. They're going to go ahead and handle business against Georgia the same way they handled business last week against Michigan. So this is an earthquake, man. We're all riding TCU Horned Frogs, man.
And
Let's go.
I mean, Ohio State was one of the biggest underdogs to make it out of that little, fiasco. They play the number 1 seeded Georgia Bulldogs and almost beat them. So give me TCU all day, man. All
TCU.
day.
TCU, baby. Let's go ahead and ride TCU. But one thing I do want to say about this national championship in SoFi Stadium, Los Angeles, California, they came out with a rule that there's no tailgating allowed at SoFi for the national championship. Now, one thing I will just want to get off my chest, and that I want to be very clear about this. You should fucking not be able to host a national championship if there's no tailgating allowed at your stadium. What kind of college hatred shit is that?
Soft.
Bro, that's what college football is known for. The tailgates, the barbecues. We all went to college. We all been to a couple D2 college tailgates. We may have actually been to a couple D1 college tailgates.
A couple NFL tailgates? I
Yeah,
mean, come on now.
like,
The Nebraska one.
This is fucking crazy.
I bet you that college tailgate's supposed to, I know what it's supposed to be, and I know what it's going to be, and I bet you they burn SoFi down.
You think they're not going to have a tailgate, bro?
Well, that's what he's saying. He's like, that rule doesn't fucking apply.
Yeah,
That
they're gonna
fucking
fucking
place
be
is
still-
They're
stupid.
going to have a tailgate.
Big
No
Blue Jay.
storm in the field either whenever TCU wins.
That's
Yeah,
not
right, bro.
Pick up your trash and throw it away, too, if there's one
Stay
piece
off.
of trash.
Stay off the smart grass. Stay off the smart grass. Oh, they don't want nobody fucking.
Literally, bro. They're tripping in SoFi, man.
I want to see tailgates.
Go Frogs.
I want to see
Let's go.
storm in the field. I want to see all of it.
I want to see the dang goalposts in that little lake they got outside.
Ripped off.
Let's read chat real quick. My guy Matt Faraci 64, who is an avid Horned Frogs fan, he's been since day one, says, "Go Frogs, go Frogs." What's that little dumb thing they do with their fingers?
It's a frog.
That
Yeah.
shit, that it looks. I don't like it. I don't like it. Go Frogs. Yeah, they for real be like, "Hey, go Frogs though. We're all with you, Matt." Boykin for MVP says, and I quote, "We're too cool for college football." SoFi may be saying the same fucking thing, man. And
Yeah.
Big Blue J92 said, #liberals. Wow. That's LA for you, man. That's LA. Hey, let's move on. Continue on to our Week 18 Pick 6. Let's talk about my Pick 6 first. We picked the top 6 games in Week 18. We all came to a conclusion that this is what it was. Titans at Jags, which happened yesterday. We'll talk
Horns
about
down.
that one. Vikings at Bears, Jets at Dolphins, Cowboys at Washington, Giants at Eagles, and of course, Lions at Packers. So let's go ahead and talk about it. My Pick 6, I had the Jags winning 21-24. Unfortunately, they did win, but they won 20-16. So 4-point win, just a little bit backwards here. I do have the Vikings winning today 28-13 to go ahead and send them the playoffs the right way. Dolphins, Jets. Tony, do you have that pulled up on what they need to get into playoffs here? Dolphins and Jets?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Go ahead and read that for me, please.
Oh, that's NFC. Sorry. Give me 1 second. So, Miami can clinch a playoff berth with a Miami win and New England loss. New England plays against the Bills. New England, to clinch a playoff berth, needs a New England win or a New England loss plus a Miami loss plus a Pittsburgh loss. Pittsburgh can clinch a playoff berth with Pittsburgh win, New England loss, and Miami loss. Jets are mathematically eliminated from playoff contention.
Okay, so the Jets are playing spoiler here. The Dolphins are playing for their playoff lives. So I think I made the right pick here. I got the Dolphins 27-24. It's literally backup versus backup. And to be honest, I may have chose the wrong backup because Joe Flacco is suiting up for the Jets today. And we all know he is a Super Bowl fucking MVP about 7-8 years ago. So I don't want to sleep on him. Dolphins at Washington. Of course, I'm going to be biased and take my squad here, backups and all. I got us winning 20-17. Nice little 3-point win. This next game is a little chippy. Like I said, we talked about this before we went on air. I took the Eagles 28-13 to be smart on paper, but my heart and my soul is rooting for the Giants today. Let's go, G-Men. And then, of course, Lions at Packers. This game, whoever wins this one, depending on how the Seahawks game goes earlier in the day, let's say the Seahawks lose, this game is win and get in. I'm an honorary Lions fan. I have been for the last 2 years. I got Lions winning this one 31-21, and I also do not want to see Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. He is dangerous from the months of like mid-December to February. That's not where you want to see Aaron Rodgers. But let's go ahead.
No, he's not. He's a first-round exit.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Justin, let's talk about your pick 6 picks, man. Go ahead and talk about them. You had the Titans winning yesterday 24-17.
Yeah, bro. I knew that was going to be a close one, but for some reason I thought that the Titans would be able to get it done. I mean, Dobbs has a lot to prove. I mean, he kind of came in there doing his thing, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know, man, but that one definitely lost in that one. But here we go on to the Vikings. I had the Vikings 32-10 over Chicago Bears, man, and I think that that'll happen for sure. Moving on to the Jets Dolphins, I think that Dolphins play it. Like you said, Jets are playing spoiler here, and I think that the Dolphins get it done, man, 28-24. So the Vikings-Bears game, does that one have anything riding on it?
You said the Vikings-Bears game? No, so the Vikings are already in. I'm pretty sure they clinched their division, and then the Bears have like 4 wins this year, so they're just playing spoiler.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
no Justin Fields.
I think Vikings puts it on them. Yep, and then Miami wins, and then I got Dallas putting up big numbers on the Washington Commanders, man. I think that I don't think that they're going to be able to do anything with that, really. I don't think that the Washington Commanders are going to be able to do anything on offense. Dallas got one of the best defenses that I know. Most of the time they keep the defenses in and sit the starters on offense. So I think that the backups come together. I know that CeeDee Lamb is playing and expects to get a lot of targets today. I think he scores maybe two times. For a lot of these players are playing for incentives, and the backup quarterbacks know that. And the backup quarterbacks know, hey, this guy starts, I'm getting him the ball. That's why I think Dallas is going to run away with this one, 42-10. Moving on, man. This one is a toss-up. Like you said, it could go either way. I think Giants are heavily disrespected in this one. Even though it's the backups and they're already kind of in the playoffs and doing their thing, I don't think that they should be slept on, and I think that the backups are gelling just like the team is gelling, and I think the Giants get one over on Gardner Minshew, who, has been playing good these last couple of weeks, but not good enough, I don't think. 28-17, give me the G-Men. And then we move down to a game that has a lot riding on it here. A lot riding on it. One of my favorite games. I know that it's Eric's favorite game. Man, 34-28, Green Bay Packers beat the Lions tonight. It's going to be a heartbreaker. Last second, Christian Watson catches the old tutty deep for Aaron Rodgers, the bailout. He's going to have an epic speech tonight talking about how, told you we weren't dead and something. I don't know. And then give me a Jamal Williams touchdown in that one. No kizzy.
Bro.
Kizzy.
I think more people are riding on that than ever.
Yeah, man. So 34-28. I think that's pretty done deal.
Wow, man. So
Boykin saying
Boykin said L. Justin. Big Blue Jay 92 is saying in the chat, remember, some of these teams are going for higher draft picks, so they will try in the first half and then tank in the second. And then also Don Clark is saying the Barbie mic got us dying over here.
The Barbie?
It's working beautiful. I don't care what the fuck.
Tiny,
I
bro.
might get me one of them shits.
It is
the way
tiny.
It sounds.
Look at this shit.
That
Check one.
awesome.
Check 1, 2. Coming to you live from Grand Junction,
So
Colorado. We be all fucking.
Hang on. We were giving Justin mad crap for not having a microphone in chat earlier this week.
We were.
This guy pulls up with this today, and we had nothing to say because we didn't say what kind of mic. So
It works beautifully. That's what I'm saying. I can't even... Fuck. Hey. Well, let's swing it to you, Tony. Time to get into your Week 18 pick sixes. Starting off with last night, you had the Jags, of course, winning, but you had them winning 21-10. Talk about it.
yes, sir. I expected that to be more of a Jags favorable game. I did not expect them to be tailing for most of the time. But at the end of the day, they got the dub. So I got half a point on that one, right? So I'll take it. Now, Minnesota 35-21 was probably a little bit too high. I completely forgot that they are solidified in the playoff run and they're not going to have many starters playing today. Their spot really doesn't matter. They're good where they're at. So I'm going to lower that to 24-14. Vikings still win. Jets Dolphins. I think this is going to be a close game, mainly because we don't have Tua today. Who's Justin? Who's starting for the Dolphins today?
Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, Skylar Thompson.
Gotcha.
Skylar.
Versus Mike White.
Nope. Versus Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
Then I'm good. I'm completely good with my score here. 20-14.
Yeah, Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, I'm good with my score there. Dallas 17-6. I did this strictly off the fact that I think if the Eagles somehow do go up big during this game, Cowboys starters are coming out. I don't think they're pushing for a number 1 seed. I think they're gonna rest everybody. But if the Eagles don't go up big and it's a close game in the Eagles game, the starters stay in, you could see a lot higher score than this going on. It just is going to play out all to what the Eagles are doing. Now, for the Jets-Eagles game, I got 28-10, so obviously I'm thinking those starters for the Cowboys are going to come out. Probably around the third quarter, we're not going to see any more starters for Cowboys until we're going to see them in the playoffs. And then I got Green Bay over the Lions, unfortunately, because I do just see Aaron Rodgers going and playing up against the Niners and getting eliminated in round 1 again and just solidifying that he is a first-round exit almost every year.
Can't do nothing but respect the pick 6 swag from all three of us. You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing. Hey, this is an interesting comment in chat, man. Big Blue J92 said, also, fun fact, last year the Eagles could have beat the Washington Commanders to send the Giants to playoffs in the last week of the season, but when they pulled the starters and Nate Stuffield came in and totally tanked at the end. We remember that shit, so be prepared for the Giants to punch them in the mouth.
He ain't lying.
Okay.
Right in the mouth.
Right in the mouth. The Giants are one of those teams, bro, where they're going to punch you in the mouth.
Plus 16.5, too, on one of the best covering teams in the league.
Yeah, no way, bro. No fucking way. So let's talk about this a little bit. We have this week's Week 18 season finale lineup. Of course, the Chiefs won against the Raiders 31-13. Titans fall to the Jags 20-16, but there's a lot more games that we have to talk about. But let's go ahead and talk about this. Justin. Actually, it doesn't even work on you. I tried to trick you before. I was about to say, the Raiders really fired Josh McDaniels, but they didn't. We all know that's a joke. But let's go ahead and give our flowers to Devontae Adams this season. Most receiving yards in a season for a Raider ever, and it was his first season ever. He had 100 receptions, 1,516 receiving yards, and 14 tutties. This guy went fucking stupid, so can't do nothing but give our guy some flowers, man. But let's go ahead and talk about this Chiefs or the Jags-Titans game, 16-20. This got to be Jaguars fans after making the playoffs, man. They went from the worst record in the playoffs or worst record in the league to making the fucking postseason, bro. I think this is the second time that's ever happened where a team went from having the number 1 pick to making the postseason the second time, man. But shout out Jags. Me personally, I kind of wanted the Jags to win a little bit as well. But let's go ahead and talk about this real quick. And actually, Tony actually explained it a little bit. Packers win, they're in. Lions win plus the Seahawks loss, they're in. Seahawks win plus a Packers loss, they're in. And then he explained the AFC a little bit. Justin brought this up a little bit too. These backup quarterbacks, it doesn't matter who's playing at quarterback. They know some of these players are 2 catches away from $500,000 in their bank account, from $750,000 in their bank account. So let's talk about some Week 8 bonus initiatives, starting off with these ones. So Justin Fields needs 64 yards to set this NFL record for most rushing yards in a season by a quarterback. Unfortunately, he's not playing today, so he will finish 64 yards short from that record. Maybe he'll get it next year. Justin Jefferson needs 194 receiving yards to set the NFL record for most receiving yards in a season. Will he be in long enough in the game to get those options? Will he get enough targets to get those yards? Who knows? But go ahead and ride that. Zay Jones needed 2 receptions to make $250,000 last night and 98 receiving yards to make $500,000 last night. So did he get it? Zay Jones got 6 targets for 4 receptions and 21 yards. So he did get his 4 receptions. He got over his 2 receptions, but not over on the yardage. Christian Kirk last night needed 2 receptions for $500,000 and 91 receiving yards for an extra $500,000 bonus. So $1 million on the lines for Zay Jones. Did he get it? Or Christian Kirk, sorry about that, not Zay Jones.
Yeah.
He got 8 targets for 6 receptions and 99 yards, so he did get his money last night. Shout out Christian Kirk. Khalif Raymond today needs 7 receptions for a $125,000 bonus and 50 receiving yards for an extra $125,000 bonus. Will he get it for the Lions? Who knows? Jamal Williams, the running back for the Lions, needs 6 rushing yards for $250,000 extra. Patrick Mahomes yesterday needed 429 passing yards to set the NFL record for most passing yards in a season. Did he get it? No, he did not. He went 18 for 26 for 202 passing yards. Big Blue Jay 92 owes me a fucking beer. I told you there was no way he even made it over 300. There was no fucking way. Anyway, Tyler Higbee today needs 13 receiving yards for a $500,000 bonus. Gerald Everett needs 5 receptions for a $250,000 bonus. And DeAndre Carter, the receiver for the Los Angeles Chargers, needs 2 receptions for a $250,000 bonus. Will they get it? Who knows?
So I just want to make everybody aware. These sports books are pushing these like crazy. So make sure you do your research because they want you to bet those because those don't always hit. So they are pushing those like none other. So be careful with your money if you're going to put some money down on those.
Yeah, man. Juju yesterday actually needed... Jesus, and Justin left and came back again real quick. Let me pop him back on. Show on stream. There we go. I don't know what happened, but we're good. So Juju yesterday needed 3 receptions to get a $500,000 bonus. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to take him under 4 receptions. It hit. I don't know if he got his 3, but I know he got less than 4. So I'm like, whew, that was close. So like Tony said, do your research, man. Beer with your name on it, Big Blue Jay says, man. That's a real one. That's a real one. This is live betting week, boys, is what he's saying, man. And let's go ahead and talk about our games of the week. Starting off, let's start off with Justin's. Justin, take it away. You had the Jets versus the Miami Dolphins. This means a lot to you. Backup versus backup. Game of the week.
Well, like you said, man, the Jets are out here playing spoiler. You got Miami with a really good coach in Mike McDaniels, who's for some reason got rumors about maybe him getting fired and released from the system. So I think it's big for him to keep that group that has been really exciting to watch this year together and firing. Skylar Thompson's a young quarterback who can like scramble and play some good ball. So we'll see what he can do. And like you said, the Jets are playing spoiler. So lots riding on this game. And I think that if somehow the Jets can pull it out, I mean, Joe Flacco's a seasoned veteran. He's been there before. But can his players play up to the veteran level as well? I don't think so. They have no O-line over there. Jets are literally trash, man. But at the end of the day, I think that Miami Dolphins, man, and Tyreek Hill, they eat them up today. That's what I'm thinking.
Got to. Beautiful take. Tony, swinging it over to your game, man. Los Angeles Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks win with a Packers loss, and they're in. What'd you think about this one? Why is this your game of the week, huh?
This is my game of the week because it's going to depend on the last spot of playoffs, the last key factor to the rest of our January, the last key factor to the rest of our football season, which has been a wild ride. This year has been crazy. But did we already break down the Seattle stuff?
You did break down that they need to win and the Packers need to lose.
Yes. So a Detroit win and a Seattle loss sends...
Hey, before you finish your take, Jello just redeemed 1,250 points for you to use an accent on this take.
What an asshole.
Yeah, it is. It is
Which
that.
one? Ah.
It doesn't matter, man. You choose.
Yeah, do your best.
Yeah, do your best on anything.
Yeah, win a Grammy here.
All right, so this is gonna be horrible. I apologize.
Give it a shot, mate. Give it a shot.
All right. So with Seattle win and a Green Bay loss, Seattle goes to the playoffs. And with a Detroit win and a Seattle loss, Detroit goes to the playoffs. And with a Green Bay win, just Green Bay goes to the playoffs. So that's really the breakdown. I think this is
What the hell? I don't understand. Give me more. What the?
So basically Seattle if they need to win. And this
Where's
is the
the
biggest
accent?
thing for them. It's gone. What do you mean?
So basically, Tony, this is my opinions on your game of
Seahawks
the week.
will lose.
Seahawks will lose. Jello, I couldn't agree more. Baker Mayfield has been playing the best ball he's played since Oklahoma University. Sean McVay's future as a head coach is unsure. Not from the reason that he may be fired, but from the reason that he just lost his grandfather. He just got married. He's already won a championship, and he has offers to go talk for Fox Sports. Why? He already lives in LA. Why put yourself through all that stress? I have the Rams in this one. I do. Top of the morning to you, Tony, is what Big Blue Jay said. And Jello said go Southern, but we were already on this British accent, so we're going to stay on it. My game of the week. Oh, Tony, continue. Sorry.
No, you're good. So one more thing is that to keep in mind, Matt Stafford is playing in this game, I believe. I think he did say whatever, I'm going to play in this one. So Matt Stafford made a promise to the Lions that he would always do what it takes to send them to the playoffs or get them to the playoffs. Something to keep in mind, because if he wins today and the Lions win, the Lions are in.
Come on, Matty Stafford, do it for me, baby. He said the Lions beating the Packers. That's what Jello Retro 23 says in the chat. Jello, this is my game of the week. The Lions, the brand new Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is on a fucking roll. I think that's 6 in a row. They've been playing great ball.
Their defense, too.
Aaron
Their
Rodgers
defense is playing football.
Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is scary between the months of December and February. I don't give a fuck who you are. It's not ideal to want to play this guy. The same way it's not ideal to want to play Tom Brady in the playoffs.
Unless you're San Fran,
somebody's
then
gonna
you
have
love
to do
playing.
it.
Unless you're San Fran, then you love playing him in this time of year.
But that's only San Fran. Let's see if that happens. Right now, it looks like the Cowboys are going to play Tom. Who's going to play Aaron if he makes it? Let's not even fucking worry about that. Lions, go ahead and take care of business. Dan Campbell's going to go out and do the damn thing, man. He's got these boys real gritty, man. These Lions are not going to fucking go out there and choke, man. This defense has been playing lights out lately. This offense is top 3 in scoring, believe it or not. They know how to score, but if the defense can stop Aaron Rodgers from scoring today, we know what happened last time these teams played. The Lions spanked that ass. Hutchinson had a pick in the red zone versus Aaron Rodgers, and he's got more picks since then. Let's go ahead and see what happens, man. But I got Lions winning this one. Let's go Lions. For real, let's go Lions, man. I'm really rooting on the Lions today. Fun fact for you guys. Adam Schefter posted this morning. A fitting close. The only stadium that Cardinals defensive end J.J. Watt hasn't played in during his illustrious 12-year NFL seasons is Levi Stadium, which just happens to be the site of Watt's final game today. Oddly enough, Watt also hadn't played in Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium until last week, so his last 2 games are the only 2 NFL stadiums he had not played in. Watt even played in the 49ers' former home, Candlestick Park, during his last season in the NFL in 2013. So today is the final day. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Let's give the guy his flowers while he's still here, while we're still here, while we're still live. Today is the last day that we will see J.J. Watt suited up in an NFL uniform. Not to say that he won't stay around the game or do broadcasting or something like that, but today is the last day that we will get to see J.J. Watt, a memorial name in the NFL, a memorial name that we know in the NFL for our lives. Today is the last day that we will see him suited up, man. So I just want to give you guys a chance, give myself a chance to go ahead and say something nice about him and kind of just give him his flowers, like I said, Justin. So we'll go ahead and pass it to you first, man. J.J. Watt, last game today. How you feeling?
Yeah, man. I mean, you can probably expect him to go off. I think there's a backup quarterback in there. I don't know how much he'll play, but it being that it's last game, he's probably going to gonna go off and stay in there. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he does next. We got Jello in the chat. He's saying Commander's gonna win. Purdy gonna do the Cards dirty. I could see that, and JJ gonna go coach for the Steelers. So, like I'm saying, I could see him being a coach. I could see him being a news guy like RG3. I could see a lot of things happening for JJ Watt. So, just excited to see what happens with him next.
100%, man. Tony, swinging it to you, man. JJ Watt, last game suited up today. He's riding off into the sunset, as Lil J6 is saying in the chat. How you feeling about it, JJ Watt?
The only way for him to go out is with 2 sacks. 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, and 1 deflection.
It'll be fucking.
And a touchdown. Get this guy in that running back.
Remember when he scored? Fun fact for you guys: JJ Watt scored 6 touchdowns one year. 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do it again.
Holy shit! Like 6.
Get him in there today.
Yeah, they used to put him at fullback, tight end. I remember all that, man. But one thing I want to say about JJ is the former 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, the former Walter Payton Man of the Year, the guy who didn't play in Houston when they were going through their water crisis and floods and stuff like that, but still came back and dropped $3 million to try to help Houston continue to get better. This guy is a fucking monument in Houston, in the NFL, probably in Arizona by now. This guy's a leader on and off the field. He just had a beautiful baby boy. Got to see him play. He had an illustrious career, as Adam Schefter said in his tweet. There's not much to say about this guy, but he changed the game for good. There's players that come into these sports and change the game for all that they're known for. Steph Curry came in and changed the 3 game in the NBA. JJ Watt came into the NFL and absolutely not only changed the fucking pass rush game, the sack game, but this guy, he had torn pec muscles, would go to the locker room, get wrapped up, and come right back out and go ahead and get a sack and a half and get a dub. Like, JJ Watt is just something that you don't see every day, and he kind of left his legacy through his brothers, bro. TJ Watt is a fucking animal. Derek Watt, fullback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he's got a couple tutties this year. Like, those guys can play, and I hope they continue to bring on his legacy into the NFL, and it looks like they will, man. So shout out JJ Watt. Shout out the Watt family. I know that's one proud mother and fucking father right there. I can only hope to be as proud as them one day. I'm not getting
close second to the Mannings.
Most definitely, bro. And boy can for MVP saying Hall of Famer. No. First fucking ballot Hall of Famer. He's not just any Hall of Famer. He's a first ballot, man. He scored 6 TDs while being Defensive Player of the Year. Jello went ahead and put that out. Yeah, JJ is something different, bruh. A couple more things before we get on and get out of here. You guys can make sure you follow all of our Rick T platform pages, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitter. Go ahead and give us a follow. Make sure you keep updated with everything RTP, as we will be back next week through the playoffs and a couple weeks throughout the offseason, man, to keep you guys updated on all kinds of news coverage and everything you guys need to know about the sports world, the NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB. It does not matter. Rick T pregame got you guys, man. So, Justin, Tony, anything you guys got to say before we get out of here and go enjoy this beautiful season finale, NFL Week 18?
Yeah. Check chat.
Check chat. What? Check chat. Wait, Eric. Or Watt and Eric have something in common, changing the sack game. I don't get it.
I don't know what he's trying to say, but I think he just roasted you, pal.
But
with that, man, it's gonna be a good Sunday. And I'm ready to watch some damn ball.
I'm ready to watch some ball too. Justin, you have a stress-free Sunday. No offense, but your guys' season is literally over.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's been over.
Like Justin said,
ever since we hired McDaniels.
Justin said, hey, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I don't have any Raiders gear on. He has no Raiders hat on, no Raiders hoodie, no jersey, nothing like that, bro.
I'm not even wearing my Sunday Raider underwear.
Look at Jello and
Boxers,
I'm done with this guy.
Bengals versus Lions in the Super Bowl. Wow. So, the Lions don't even control their own destiny yet. So let's wait until about 2:30 to say that, Jello. Tony, go ahead and talk us out of here. What do you have to say before we get out of here and go enjoy the rest of the Sunday?
Let's go watch some good football. Last week of the season. It doesn't get better than this. This is where everybody's future lies. This is where if you're Jello, 6 of your fantasy teams lie. This is where it's made. This is where people make their money. So I hope you all have a great rest of your night. I hope your bets hit or day. Sorry about that. And thanks for tuning in.
Tony, give me something, man. Broncos get a dub here today. Russell Wilson had a fucking lights out day last week. He get a dub here today.
No.
I'd have to back that and say no.
Yeah. It's
No one cares.
It's going to be a
Justin,
fucking tough one.
Pick your Raiders.
Man, my guy light-skinned dude, Jay Quill, the one that got fucked over in the championship, is here, man. He said, "Go Ravens." You guys are starting my guy. Fuck Anthony Brown. I wanted to call him Brett Brown. Anthony Brown from Oregon. Just go Ducks. Yeah, go Ravens today, man. But go Cowboys as well. Who knows how much we'll see this guy. He also said that Russ Cook.
Oof, I don't know. Russ cooking that doggy.
Yeah.
But
So is Ka. So is
Yeah.
Ka.
Hey, stay tuned, everybody watching for an episode of Cookouts and Fist Fights. We're gonna start out January hot. Lots of UFC this year. Lots of stuff to cover from last year. It's gonna be a solid, maybe hour and a half episode of just digging deep. Lots of fun. Hit me up if you want to come on and talk about your favorite fight of the year last year, or something that you really liked about the UFC last year, man. Hit me up. We'll get you on. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a banger of a show.
He said it himself, man. Much love from the Rick T podcast, the Rick T pregame show, the Rick T platform, man. Like I said, follow us on all social media platforms. Make sure you toss these videos no matter where you're liking them, whether it's Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, a like, a share. Toss that thumbs up. It helps us more than you guys even know. And we appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Rick T pregame show, we out.
Later.
Peace.